Tribe, let me preface this by saying be kind, be loving, be a gentleman, be a good person, have fun. Don't take life too seriously. Surprise her, protect her, love her, but keep that toilet seat up. This toilet seat discussion is less about the toilet seat and much more about being a yes man and how that can really destroy your relationship. Now, I'm going to say some things that are going to go against everything you've been taught. But if you listen, if you heed these words, you are going to have a lot more success. My tribesmen over the age of 30, you're going to instantly know what I'm talking about. And you've seen how culture has changed and the messages we're getting in the last 10, 20 years and how different they are from what your experience has been. Now, my tribesmen in their 20s and in that age group, this is a real wake up for you because you've been fed a bunch of lies about what women want and how to make a successful relationship. So you've been taught the opposite of this. But I'm here to tell you what it really comes down to is this: don't be a good listener. Don't be a good listener. Can you believe that? Yeah, can you believe I'm saying that? Let me explain. And for the women of the tribe that are listening to this, you are going to see how this plays out in your own life, and it's going to take some of the mystery away why you've lost attraction. For the men in the tribe, you're going to see why you got dumped in the past and why things didn't work out. So I know there's going to be initial shock about this, but seriously, don't be a good listener. And here's why. She would much rather be ticked off at you for being a bad listener than being a good listener. She'd much rather you be a terrible listener and complain about it than you being a good listener. The jerk she's gone out with in the past, the one she can't forget about, do you think he was a good listener? Right? She's complaining about him, he's terrible, but she can't give him up. She's throwing away her rule book on what she wants in a relationship. She's throwing out all those must-haves for this guy. Do you think he was a good listener? No, he wasn't a good listener. Are you starting to get it now? She has good listeners. Those are her girlfriends. Now, to learn more about this, I want you to watch my video on texting like her mom. I'm going to link that in the description below. This will give you more of a background and more of a deeper understanding of these feminine roles. And these feminine roles we've all been taught we must adopt to be a good man. Yeah, to be a good man and be alone. That's what they're teaching you to do. I'm not here to teach you to do that. I'm teaching everyone in the tribe to have more success, to end that type of confusion that comes in from these messages we're getting on how to be a man. She has good listeners. Those are her girlfriends. If you don't want to be perceived in the feminine role, you have to heed what I'm saying in this video. You have to change your perception of things. You have to fight against what you're being taught and what you're being told, and even what your girlfriend is requesting in a relationship. You need to avoid this feminine role that you are being pushed into as a man. You have time to listen to her problems? No. Go out and make more money. Go do some crunches, get to the gym. You should not have time for all those problems and listening and listening and listening. Look, don't be a jerk. Be there for your woman. Listen to a point. But you should be always leveling up. You should be always on your game. You should be always making more money. You should always be improving your body, improving some aspect of yourself. This is really what she wants. She wants a good provider. She wants a good protector. She's going to tell you she wants you to listen and listen to her problems and fulfill this role for her. but she's getting the confusing messages too. Do not hold it against women. They do not have it easy because they're getting all these confusing messages just like you are. She's going to say she wants a good listener. She's going to say she wants you to fulfill this role. But she will absolutely punish you if you do this. She won't necessarily understand why she's losing attraction, why you're irritating the crap out of her. She won't necessarily know what's going on. But you will find things will not go as well for you the more you put yourself in this role. Tribe, here's what you're going to do. When you start listening to problems, what do we do as men? All right, we get out the toolbox, we try to fix it, you make suggestions that make a lot of sense. And, geez, you could avoid this problem by doing this. Geez, all you have to do is do this. No, no, no. And if you watched any of my content before, you're going to know that's really not what a woman wants. I want a good listener. I want someone. The more you listen as a man, the more you're going to want to get out your toolbox and help her fix her problems. This is very unsexy to a woman. Do not try to fix her problems. Yes, you're going to have to listen to her problems to an extent, but you must fight the urge to open your big mouth and be helpful and be rational and fix problems. It's not what she wants. It's just not what she wants. If you're a terrible listener, terrible relative term, you're going to avoid these male tendencies to want to fix everything, to get the toolbox out and make it better. You love her. You want to make things easier for your woman. You see she's distressed. Yeah, here's the deal. She likes being a little distressed. She likes that up and down of emotion. She likes worrying and having something to fret about. She doesn't necessarily want you to take that away. She wants to share that with you. Well, you need to be too busy to be sharing all that all the time. And that's what she's going to respect. Ultimately, that's what she's going to find attractive. Instead of you being one of her girlfriends or her mommy and listening to her and listening to all her problems, you're going to be on your game. You're going to be improving. You're going to be making more money. You're going to be doing these things that fulfill the masculine role. She will be happier. You will be happier. She's trying to train you to be a good dog and keep that toilet seat down. Next thing, she's going to want you to get pregnant and carry the baby to term. Be a man, focus on your mission and your goals. You should always be way too busy to be a good listener. Here's the truth of it. Here's the harsh truth of it. If you opt to buy into this BS, if you opt for the good listener role, I want to be a good boyfriend. This is how I do it. I want to be a good husband. I'm going to be a good listener. I'm going to help her. If you opt into this role, she will pump out a kid or two and dump your ass, and you will become the wallet role, right? How many people do you know that this has happened to? She has a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and you're gone. She's onto something better. She lost interest in you. Oh God, how did she lose? I did everything she wanted to do, and I was a good listener. Yeah, it's incredibly unattractive. You listen to her. You listen to what she said she wanted. She's confused too. She thinks she wants that. When she gets it, it disgusts her. She doesn't like it. She really doesn't like it. You guys in your 20s, you got to wake up. You got to start believing what I'm saying here. It's going to save you a lot of pain. You want your relationships to work out. If you're going to have kids with someone, you're going to want that to work out. And I know there are women listening to me now freaking out. That's not how you treat a woman. You got to listen. No. They're being brainwashed too. The same way you're getting these erroneous messages, they're getting those messages too. That's why they're so unhappy and jumping from relationship to relationship. They're encountering feminine men. They're encountering good listeners. It's attractive to them at first, But then they start to feel unattracted. They start to feel you're feminine and you're in that feminine role. They can't help but feel that way. Do not blame them or be upset with women for feeling that way. Millions of years of evolution have taught them to want a masculine man, a good provider, a protector, someone who makes them feel safe. If you're in this feminine role of being a good listener like her girlfriend or her mommy, she's not going to see you that way. And she will end the relationship and start to look for that, for what her natural instincts are telling her to look for. Do not be trained like some dog to put the toilet seat down. It's about making these concessions. It's about fulfilling a feminine role instead of a masculine role. I know you're confused about why you got dumped in the past, but don't be confused. The reason you got dumped is most likely you fulfilled these feminine roles. You were agreeable. Yes, dear. Whatever you want, dear. I'll get to it right away, dear. You thought, oh, I'll just be nice. You know, she's my girl. She's my wife. I'll do these things. Yeah, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. They want someone with the strength who says no, or I'm busy. I got stuff going on. I'll meet you later. You know, they want someone who's on their game. They might put a, you know, you're going to get these messages like, oh, she's irritated. She doesn't like that. I got to be yes, and I got to be agreeable. Yeah, no, you don't. The, she needs that little bit of conflict. She needs that little bit of tension. Your male tendencies are going to be to make everything smooth all the time. It's not going to be smooth all the time. So stop looking for that. This isn't a fairy tale. This isn't the movies. Stop looking for that. She doesn't actually want that. Stop listening to all these messages and leave that toilet seat up.